Hi, welcome to another edition of Soto Desperado Plays Ark Survival Ascended. I'm over here trying to finish up this building. I haven't been on all day and just kind of looking around to see what I got here. Yeah, building's almost done. Just got to finish the ceiling, and then later on I'll work on the interior. I'm just glad I have cryos. I did run out of berries, so I have to go get some berries. Let's see. Alright, so I got a video lined up immediately. Josh Piper. Do young people still want homes? You know. Here we go.
So, do young people still want to own homes? I really don't know. I think the affordability has become so difficult that a lot of people have just given up on ever owning a home. And you also look at the amount of people that do end up owning a home, or they have enough for the down payment, but then they are so incredibly house poor because the house requires a lot of their money. It requires a lot of their monthly income just to be able to have a place to live. And you have insurance costs, you have maintenance costs. If you have an older home, the maintenance costs can be quite a bit. You have property tax, you have obviously your mortgage expense, and so it eats up a lot of your income. I think the percentage of money that it requires now in terms of a percentage of your income is basically as high as it's ever been. You know, the rule historically was like 30 to 35% of your take-home pay. Not sure if it's gross or take-home, but it's around 1/3. So not more than like 1/3 of your money should go towards your housing expense, because you still want to have money in case other things come up, or obviously you need money for transportation and for insurance and for healthcare and for food and for potentially if you have any kids and just other things related to living, right? So if your mortgage cost is such a high percentage of your income, you're not leaving a lot of wiggle room in case you ever needed to do something, like your car breaks down, or maybe you want to buy a new appliance or furniture or whatever. So people just aren't going to do that if they don't have the discretionary income. So maybe you do have the money, like even me, for example. I can't buy a house where I live right now unless I got a bunch of money from my family. But I can move somewhere else and put a down payment on a house and probably still be okay. Like I could afford a $2,000 a month mortgage payment as long as I still had a job. But here, I wouldn't be able to do it because my income simply isn't high enough to pay for like a $700,000, $800,000 house. I could probably afford the down payment, but then the monthly cost of just owning that house and paying the mortgage would be, close to 100% of my income. It might be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month if you include the mortgage, if you include the property tax, the home insurance, the maintenance costs. It might be $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Could be more. Depending on how much money you put down. So that's the situation. If you can get into a house and it's reasonable and you have the income, then it's something to consider. But if your income basically the majority of your income has to basically be used just to afford your mortgage, it's kind of a recipe for disaster. That's what you see with the FHA stuff and the VA loans, that they don't require those borrowers to put a lot of money down because they're government-backed programs, or they're government-approved programs where if you're in the military or if you're like a first-time home buyer, you get to put a low amount of money down. When you put a low amount of money down, your mortgage payment is going to be higher. So if you don't have a really good income, your mortgage expense is going to exceed probably 50-60% of your pay, right? So you're just not going to have any money to do anything else. You're going to be starving, because so much of your money is tied up in your house. And I don't know if younger people want that anymore. If you have the money to afford the house, then you'll do it. But younger people, I think they're a little bit apprehensive to want to commit to a mortgage. I know it's a 30-year mortgage. It doesn't mean you have to stay there for 30 years, but it just means that you're kind of tied down geographically to that area, or it becomes harder to leave. And you don't really have the financial flexibility as if you were maybe renting a place, or just renting a room, or having kind of a unique living situation. So I think people would do it just like they did a couple generations ago. I think people in general, they'd like to have a place that they could call their own, and a home and privacy and single family with like a yard and stuff like that, and a garage probably. They just can't do it. I mean, they'd prefer to have a house if it was kind of similar to what it costs to be in an apartment, but the cost of owning a home is just so much higher than renting. And the down payment's kind of the first barrier of entry, right? So you have to come up with 50 or 100,000, or if you live in an expensive area like I do, you got to come up with $150,000, $200,000 maybe if you want to get 20% down on your house. And then the cost on the monthly side is still probably $1,000 more than it would be to just rent a similar type property, right? So if you rented a house, you can maybe rent it for $2,500, and if you're paying a mortgage and you have all the additional property taxes and home insurance and maintenance, because now if something goes wrong with your house when you're the owner, you got to fix it. You don't just call the landlord. You have to fix it, or you have to live with the problem of not having a fridge that works, or not having air conditioning, or not having a dryer, or you got a big hole in the wall. These are things that you're going to have to live with or fix yourself and pay for yourself if you're the owner. And you don't get the money out of your house. That's something that people, you're rich on paper, I guess, but if you don't have the cash flow, you can't really pull money out of your house like on a monthly basis to fund your income of what you need. So all your money, and that's a lot of people that maybe do own a house, but they don't have a lot of actual money. They're very house poor because so much of their net worth is tied up in their house. And their house is not a income generating machine. Their house is actually a depreciating asset. I mean, the value does go up of the land, but the house requires maintenance and work and investment and a bunch of money. It actually requires you to put money into it right now. When you end up selling your house, yes, you'll get the money out of your house, but then you have another problem. Where are you going to live? Everyone's got to live somewhere. So once you sell your house, now you have a bigger problem. Instead of, now you got some money, but now you have another problem of where you're going to live. So you got to downsize or move, and you have the same problem. So a video I was watching was just saying there's really a small percentage of people who both have a house and they have like financial freedom. Those are pretty rare. There's a bigger group of people that has a house, but they don't really have a lot of financial flexibility because so much of their money is tied up in their house. And then of course, people that don't have a house typically, if they don't own any like real estate or assets, it's usually a little bit difficult for them too, because the money that they're earning, unless they're investing it well, they're not really going to keep up with inflation. So I don't know what younger people are going to do. I think in markets where it's more affordable, they'll still buy homes, but in these expensive areas, you're just pricing people out, and so they're either going to have to move, or they're going to have to accept the reality of kind of just being a renter for an extended period of time. And I think a lot of people have just said, you know what, this is just too far out of reach. I'm just going to accept the reality that, I have to basically maybe triple my income. I'm just putting myself in the head of someone else here, but they might be thinking I have to basically triple my income if I realistically want to be able to afford a house. And you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to rent. And they kind of, the consumerism goes down. They're not buying a house. They're not buying all the appliances. They're not buying all the stuff that comes along with the house, and the furniture and the dishes and all the home stuff that you do, and replacing the windows and all the maintenance stuff, right? They're just living more of a simple life in an apartment because that's what they can afford. If your income allowed you to afford a house, I think people would do it. But it's not really looking good for normal incomes to be able to afford housing prices when they've shot up 40% in the past few years. Now, some areas are coming down, Florida, Texas, some areas in the south, Arizona, I think a little bit too. But you got to remember they're coming down from a base of like being way up high. So they inflated really high, and now they're coming down a little bit. So I think if you wait, you can get a good deal, but it really just depends on where you're buying. So you guys let me know what you think. You can subscribe. See you on the next one. Take care.
Yeah, I mean, the American dream was to buy a fucking home and have your kids in a nice neighborhood and shit. Now you have people that are having 2-3 families in one house if they decide to buy a home. Most people are renting because they can't afford to buy. They can't, it became a seller's market. You need a down payment plus the closing costs. In my case, it was about $4,000 something dollars. No, it was $4,000 just for the down payment, and then I think another $1,000 or $2,000 for closing costs, and I just missed the mark. But the thing is, what I would have bought is just a shack in an old neighborhood surrounded by gangs. Matter of fact, a lot of gangs over there, and it would have been a bitch to try to live there, even though that would have been my home. Give him a thumbs up. What's this? Don't be humble or egotistical. Oh, I love this guy.
Listen to me, you fucking whore. With the way this world is and with the way humanity has become,
this guy's
we
crazy.
Must remember that we cannot be humble or egotistical. Both of these are not good things to be. If you're humble, you're a pussy and you're a loser. But if you're egotistical, then you're a fucking dickhead and you're a prick and you're an arrogant asshole, and people like that just need to be executed. So we must remember to walk on this line in the middle, and this line is not very thin. It's not like it's very hard to stay on this line. It's actually very, very easy. It's very easy. Unfortunately, a lot of people in this world, I've noticed for the most part, are very egotistical. Very egotistical. And they think they deserve to just fucking be treated like gods and be treated like kings and queens. Like, come on, man. Like, you're not special. You're a dumb bitch, and you need to sit the fuck down and give me head before I slap you into another century. And then you got all these fucking stupid, humble people in society who, never go after what they want in life, and they think that just having nothing in life and just having the bare minimum is amazing, and, that's how it's meant to be, and, all this other fucking garbage, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't be that weak and docile and suppressed. Like, you have to go after what you want in life, and you have to have confidence, and you have to be someone who commands respect. That's right. Don't be afraid to offend people. Don't be afraid to step on people's toes. Don't be afraid to shock the system and to shake things up and to just give a burst of energy to this dead planet that we're living on. Man, this planet, whether it's the stupid humans, the stupid, just everything that's wrong with this planet, bro. The people, the vibes, the energy, the universe, this life itself, all this shit, man, is contributing to just making life so just Oh my god, man. You guys legitimately don't know how funny all this bullshit I just said makes life. Like, this shit is so pathetic and dumb, and this life is just such low quality, and yet, wow. I mean, me personally, I've started to realize over the years that I used to just always be humble, be grateful for what you have, just believe in what's going on around you and trust the process and all this shit. But now I say fuck all that. You do what you want. You don't believe in anything. You take what you want. You do what you want. You say what you want. You believe what you want. Who gives a fuck, man? At the end of the day, this universe and life does not give a fuck how you think. It does. So basically, even though I'm telling you not to be humble or egotistical, this universe or life has nothing against you if you are humble or egotistical. You're still the same as everybody else to life, and it's not like you're going to be punished for being a bad person. Like, for example, you're not going to be punished if you're egotistical, and then you're not going to be rewarded if you're humble. You have to remember that. Being humble is not going to get you rewards in life, and it's not going to get you what you want in life. And being egotistical is not going to get you punished or in trouble, or, you're not going to go to hell and pay for your sins or all this bullshit that people believe in, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, none of this stuff is going to happen. Like, no matter how you act or behave, this life and universe does not give a fuck. It's only humans who are judging you, like me. But, yeah. Also, the point of this video also is for me to say that this universe and life does not give a fuck about what you do in this world. It really does not. The only thing dictating your actions as far as how people perceive them are people's opinions. Like life itself and this universe itself does not give one single shit about your stupid beliefs and actions, bro. Like, you're completely meaningless. But yeah, man, I mean, if you want to be humble, go ahead. If you want to be egotistical, go ahead. Nowadays, I support being egotistical more than I support being humble, and that's because I've realized that I'm tired of waiting around and seeing other people get what I want. Meanwhile, I'm just, here looking at them like, wait a minute. Why are these people getting what I want in life when I deserve it way more than they do? Why is that? There is no reason, This life is stupid. It's trash. This universe is stupid and it's trash. That's how it is, guys. All we can do is make the best of it and continue to grow and evolve. And that's what I'm doing. I have realized over the years that being egotistical is great because it increases my confidence and my self-worth. 1000% it does. And I'm not saying I'm an egotistical person. I'm saying that I'm more egotistical than I was in the past. And even if you are, very egotistical, I don't give a fuck, bro. Good for you. You're doing what's right for you. I don't care. Better than being humble and just saying, oh, I have everything I need in life. I don't need anything else. Oh, life is beautiful. Life is amazing. Come on, man. Like, what kind of NPC are you, bro? Like, come on, man. What kind of retard came out of your mother's vagina? Like, come on, dude. There's people out here trying to fuck pussy and, fuck bitches, and then there's people who do nothing about it, even though they want it. They're like, no, I'm gonna wait for the right one. No, I'm gonna wait till the time is right. Meanwhile, they're just suffering and watching other people get what they want. You get people who see other people go on vacation somewhere or take a trip somewhere that they want to go to, that they know they could, but they just don't for some reason, and they look around at people who are going on trips and vacations and they're like, why can't I do this? Like, come on, man. Like, you can do it, dude. Don't be so humble. You have to remember that you have to take from this life and you have to intimidate this life. You have to piss and shit on this life, and you have to rape and murder his family. That's what this life and this universe deserve. That's what they deserve, guys. But yeah, in a sense, you also have to be humble you know, speaking from the humble side, you have to be humble in the fact that you need to remember that one day you're gonna die. You're gonna fucking die. You're gonna die. And you're gonna be eaten by worms and maggots, and you are gonna rot in the dirt like the piss poor scumbag piece of shit that you are. Now I know I'm not, because I'm a good person, but a lot of people are pieces of shit, especially on the internet. So yeah, fuck you to all you internet weirdos and stupid internet people who fucking are retards and don't know anything and have no IQ and you have no life experience. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of you watching this channel too, so yeah, you're retarded too. But yeah, man, I've just noticed there's been a lot of retards writing stupid comments and, you know, saying I need to listen to their perspective. But no, man, I didn't make my YouTube channel to listen to your perspective, bro. I don't give a fuck about any of your guys' perspectives at all. I'm here to make videos and you guys are here to watch. You wanna see videos that you would be satisfied with? Why don't you make your own videos and stop being a lazy bum? Exactly. Now what, bitch? But yeah, to all you people who know where I'm coming from, respect to you. I hope the best comes to you. I hope you get all the peace, love, and freedom that you deserve. Remember, do not be humble. Do not be egotistical. Do not. This life and universe does not care, so you're not going to be judged by this life or this universe in the afterlife or anything like that. Fuck that shit. You can be as humble or egotistical as you want. I'm saying from my perspective, I don't think it's good to be either of those. Don't be humble or egotistical. So yeah, stay in the middle. And yeah, the middle is very wide. It's not like it's not just like a thin string that you can barely balance on. No. It's very, very, very wide. You have plenty of room to maneuver in that bitch. So yeah, take care of yourself, love yourself, be the best version of you. If you're a good person, I'm proud of you and I love you and I wish the best for you. And if you're a dumb person watching this video, check your closet, because I am in there right now and I am waiting for you to open it.
Just gonna get these berries in here. I don't have to worry about anything. I was gonna take the opportunity to try to get some more wood. Fucking with my bird. Yeah. Well, I know he has good intentions. Yeah, some people, after a while, they just don't give a shit. That's what happens. You know, we get old, we get so many bad experiences, and we become bitter, tired, frustrated, abused, you know, neglected in some cases. It just depends on the situation. That really does happen. And after a lifetime of hell, yeah, you get cold, bitter, and don't give a shit. I always wonder why some people, it's like old people, were usually either arrogant or cold or cruel, or they had some attribute about them. Some of them, they just worked their lives, lived their lives, and they were very humble people. But some people were just total tools, you know. They just don't give a fuck. And it's because, you know, that's how they adapted. They got colder. My mom adapted by becoming the abuser. Supposedly she was always abused when she was a kid, and it turns out she's a fucking liar. She just said that to justify her abuse of me. She was a liar. She made it seem as though her dad or her parents abused the fuck out of her, and she didn't get any abuse. I verified that with my aunt. So she just gave me some bullshit so she can keep hurting me, and she loved it. She loved hurting me, and that's how a lot of people out there are. They're addicted to going out. Like, I'm addicted to this video game because it gets me to escape reality because I'm so fed up with it, right? I'm so tired of fucking reality. Reality's boring. I can't accomplish anything, but here I can build a base. Here I could take any fucking piece of land I want as long as there's not another base on it. I could take it. Nobody's going to complain. Nobody's going to get on my ass. Nobody's going to fucking charge me. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can breed what I want. There's certain general limitations. And that's it. But, you know, in the real world, God help you. Oh, forgot about that. All right. All right, so I just needed some basic materials because I still have to do the internal structure. Go ahead. There's not a lot of space in this base anymore. So I might have to start cryoing some of these animals and just keep them cryoed. Let's see. Alright. And close out. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to move the base out that direction, so it's going to get wider, but for now we're kind of stuck like this. What are we doing here? Oh, we got nothing here. Alright. That guy. Let's see, what are we at? Oh, wrong one. We're at about 30 minutes. That was a good one, you know. In other words, he learned not to hold himself back, which is cool, man. Really is cool. Reg Leg Piper. That's the name. Hustle culture is cooked. There's nothing left to hustle for. That's not good. All right.
What's good, gentlemen? Hope you're doing well. Let's talk a little bit about hustle culture today. I want to really hear your guys' opinion on this and what you think. But for me, in my opinion, I think hustle culture is dying off. That we're seeing less and less of this mentality of grind, work, hustle, you know, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16 hour days, 6, 7 days a week. just to get ahead. Most people, anyways, would think that within the last 4 or 5 years, definitely, that hustle culture is dying off because most people feel right now that what's the point of hustling when there's little to even hustle for? Think about it. Look at the price of everything. Look at the price of eggs, bread, groceries. Look at the price of housing. Look at the price of cars. Look at the price of everything. Like, it's almost like, what's the point of doing this to your body and doing this to your mind when the end result is just going to be moving that carrot further and further and further away? That's the way I see Gen Z and millennials anyways, and who knows what Gen Alpha's future is going to look like if we don't pivot and shift gears a little bit in this society. What is there to hustle for anymore? Because, you know, the American dream, owning a house right now in the foreseeable future, is getting pushed further and further away for the average person. And it's almost like you got to be, pretty soon, independently wealthy just to have a house. A lot of people are working 2, 3, 4 jobs, multiple side hustles, just to keep up with their bills and be able to put food on their table for their family. It's weird because, you know, the baby boomers, you know, they used to be able to work one job with a pension and be able to manage doing their thing, right? And the wife traditionally could stay home with the kids and, you know, take care of the family, take care of the home. That's what it was like growing up, for the most part, for baby boomers. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't work hard. A lot of baby boomers did work hard, obviously. There was some struggle there for them as well. I'm not denying that. I'm saying, by and large, baby boomers had the era where the wife could traditionally stay home, right? That's a pipe dream anymore, gentlemen, unless you are making well over $100,000 a year. It's gone. Completely gone. Forget about it. Forget about finding a traditional woman who's not going to work a job and stay home and take care of the kids. It ain't going to work. And if you think being a passport bro and moving out, being part of the less than 1% of Americans that move out of the country, don't you think for 1 second that when America falls, just like every empire, that's not going to spread like wildfire to anywhere you go. Eventually, when America falls, the world and society across the world will fall as well. So it's coming to a neighborhood near you. Anyways, back to my point here. Baby boomers were able to make it. Now, you know, Gen X and slowly but surely millennials, now 2 parents had to work a full-time job just to take care of the kids. I have 2 teenagers, and my wife and I have both had to work full-time jobs and continue to still have to work full-time jobs. I just pivoted away from my warehouse job that you might have came here from. It's safe to say that both millennials and Gen Xers had to work at least two jobs just to take care of their families. However, millennials and Gen Z now are needing to not work 1 job, not needing to work 2 jobs, but it's looking to raise a family, it's going to be 3 jobs pretty soon here. Just to be able to afford to take care of your family, just to be able to put food on your table, possibly even own a house, which is weird to me because I bought my first home when I was 29, I think. That's not how it's going to look like. I don't see very few, if any, Gen Zers that are 18 to 30. I think that's the age group. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. I probably have that butchered. 18 to 29, 18 to 30, Gen Z. I don't see any of them buying a house. Not one. And if they do, it's most likely 50% or more of their take-home pay, and they're house poor pretty much. I don't see Gen Z buying a house anytime soon. I'm going to leave that one in. I don't see them buying a house anytime soon. And I really don't see Gen Alpha owning a house when they get of age unless something changes. Because it's shifted from one, through the generations, one person working, having a great pension, having a great retirement, supporting the family on one income, to now, today in 2024, a family of 4 needing to work 2 full-time jobs, possibly 3 full-time jobs, multiple side hustles, just to keep a roof over your family's head. Every week I go to the grocery store, spend about $300, roughly average, about $300 a week in groceries, and I open up the cupboard and I open up my fridge and I'm like, what the hell is this? Where is all this food? Where just 5 years ago, $300 could give me 2 full weeks of groceries. But hustle culture, 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, that actually meant something, right? Like, you could really get ahead by hustling. Today, if you hustle, you're just surviving.
Yeah.
That's all it really looks like anymore. And I think by and large, hustle culture is starting to die off because many people feel as if, what is the point of hustling? Because there's very little, if anything, to hustle for anymore. Now, I'm not saying to not work hard, because despite my video that went somewhat viral about hard work gets you nowhere in the workplace, I do think hard work for yourself gets you places if you hustle for yourself, not so much for someone else. But by and large, unless something shifts and pivots and changes, I really don't see the point of hustle culture anymore. If anything, it's just going to put more stress on your body, more wear and tear on your mind, and cause more stress, anxiety than anything else. Do I think you should just give up? No, of course not. I still think that there is meaning in focusing and zeroing in and honing everything you have on yourself to better yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, relationally. But as and for temporary goals, right? In increments. But long term, I mean, I'm not saying it's not completely gone. All right? I'm not saying that you cannot achieve anything whatsoever externally by just hustling and grinding. 100% you can. Putting in the reps, putting in the hustle, putting in the energy. But by and large, if we look at it from an economically standpoint, by and large, more people as we go through each generation are starting to feel and starting to see the weight of it all, and understanding that what's the point of continuously hustling when there's far less things to hustle for. I don't know what it looks like for Gen Z when they're in their 40s or in their 30s, and I don't know what it looks like for Gen Alpha of what they're going to experience and go through. Hopefully, like I said, we see a pivot. Hopefully we see a change and a shift in our culture and our society. I don't see it happening. In fact, I see it progressively getting worse for each generation going forward. And it's going to be much more difficult for the average person, the average American, to ever get ahead financially. Sit back, own nothing, be happy, take your UBI paycheck, follow their rules. And that's just the way it looks like going forward for a lot of generations. Now, I'm not going to be some doom and gloomer, but I'm just sharing my thoughts of what I see and how I see things. People want to sit there and say, oh, you're speaking, all your videos are doom and gloom. Well, I mean, this is more a good versus evil thing that we're seeing in our society by and large, but hustle culture is disappearing. There's very few things to actually hustle for anymore. I still think that we should try our best, make something of ourselves, and try to fix our situation instead of relying on the government, which we know never, has our best interest in mind, or even the taxpayer or someone else. Don't rely on someone else to fix your problems and to fix my problems. As the generations go on, I'm just seeing that by and large, it's getting so much more difficult that many are starting to feel, what's the point of hustling anymore? Because there's far less things to hustle for, because the carrot keeps moving further and further away. I think that there are a lot of hard workers in Gen Z, and there's a lot of hard workers in millennials, despite what people want to say, because there's lazy coworkers and lazy people in all generations. We shouldn't sit there and bash any generation in that sense, because let's be frank here, there's a little bit of that going around in every generation. But I don't see it. Let me know what you think. Remember, man, it's not about perfection, but it's about progression. It's not about where we've been as men, but where we are going. Till the next one, take care. God bless. Cheers.
Yeah, well, hustle culture is not going to be entirely dead, because people have to hustle just to survive. What they're trying to do is do multiple streams of income, not just two. They're trying to do 3, 4, 5. I want to do this job, maybe another extra job that'll push me over the mark, and then take that extra money and invest it in the stock market, in Forex, and grow it there. So that would be 3 streams of income. 2 jobs and, the Forex trading, which I know how to do. I just need money to do it. Takes money to make money. And there you go. It's too bad I don't qualify for a loan or any fucking thing. I couldn't even get a PayPal credit card because my score is like 626 or 624 or something like that. So they said, well, we can't process you because, and it turns out I think the bank that is funding them is an old bank that I used to have. I used to have a credit card through that bank, I think, and I think I defaulted on it, and that could be why too. They probably just have me on their red list. So that's unfortunate. I like PayPal, I really do. I really love the service, but I can't even get a little credit card. So I'm going to keep applying. I need that so that, like I say, I have a car repair or something like that, I can go ahead and try to get that repaired, So anyway, let's see. We're at 43 minutes. We can do another video. Let's see. That was Red Leg Piper. Hustle culture is cooked. There's nothing left to hustle for. Trust me, people will find shit to do. He doesn't have a lot of faith in people right now. So it's understandable, man.
It's Spectrum.
It's understandable that, he just doesn't want to have a lot of faith in people right now. Right now, everybody and everything is just letting everybody down, dude. It just sucks, dude. All right, I go by Tool Jordan. I'm about to lose my house. I think he's talking about other people, not him.
YouTube, what up? It's your I go by Tool. Back with another vid. Man. Topic of discussion today is subscriber wrote me. Another subscriber wrote me saying that basically, it's a married couple that their house is going in foreclosure. I think they said their house is worth like $300,000+. They said basically they couldn't afford to keep the maintenance on the house up and afford to make the mortgage payments. Now we got a lot of people that be, buy a house, buy a house, dude. It's gonna be so amazing. I'm pretty sure it's amazing because buying a house, your payments be low and all that. You don't pay more than what you usually would pay. But one thing they forgot to tell you. And I said it 2 times because I know some of y'all hate when I repeat it. That the maintenance, I'm just trying to piss y'all off. The maintenance is one hell of a project.
Yeah, it's a bitch. It's a bitch to own a home.
When I buy a house,
it's all your responsibility.
I'm looking at how much it's going to be costing for me to do the maintenance and all that, because you got contractors that'll try to finesse you, and they'll try to, hey, you got to pay up front, and then next thing you know, you don't know where they at. You can't get in touch with them. You just sitting there. All they had over there at your crib was some paint and some brushes. Everything else gone. They out of there. A lot of people's houses is going to foreclosure. A lot of people's houses not going to foreclosure. But when you, as an adult, when you make horrible mistakes, decisions, these decisions has consequences only towards you. So when you decide to not follow the rules you got for yourself so you won't go broke, you decide to use the equity you got in your house. Oh, we're gonna go on vacation, we're gonna do all this and that, instead of putting that money up. And not just that, the economy, like, I tell people like this, man. Everybody used to a certain lifestyle because everybody create a lifestyle for themselves, basically from the money they make from their job. So the money they make for their job, they feel like, okay, I got a job, stability, that's how I'm living right now. I'm living like a king right now. Yeah, I'm a king. The women, I'm a queen. I'm a boss. Boss lady. Until what? You lose that job. Everything go from here to there. If you know what I mean. When you got a house, and let's be honest, when you buying a house, people are like, oh, I own my house. Yeah, you may think you own your house, but if we be real honest about this, nobody owns their house. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. Nobody owns their house because you still paying taxes on your house. In other countries, you buy a house, boom, it's yours. Here in America, they like, the hell what they talking about over there. You Americans here, you gonna have to pay taxes. Uncle Sam said, no way. Uncle Sam still getting paid. This is crazy. Uncle Sam still getting paid while he in his grave. Uncle Sam forever getting paid while he in his grave. So when it comes to buying these houses, man, y'all make sure y'all be careful. Y'all make sure y'all make the right decisions. Talking about y'all. Y'all make sure that when you buy this house, can I afford these payments on this mortgage? Do I got enough save up if something go wrong? Because you be signing dollar line, taking a picture with the realtor, the realtor put it on Facebook. We just bought a house, and then next day, 2 years later, what happened to the house? And then you be, what house? I thought you bought a house. What? I don't know what you're talking about. You posted a picture about it 2 years ago. And then you go back and delete all the pictures, act like ain't nothing happened. You sit here up at You sitting in a studio apartment downtown, paying all this money because you trying to flex for somebody. You trying to flex. You know, people pray on your downfall too. A lot of people get jealous of you when you buy a house. When you own a house, a lot of people get jealous about this stuff. Family members, everybody. Another thing with the house, I don't know a lot, but I know one thing. You got to keep up with the house. Just like you drive a car, your car, you got to get oil change, spark plugs, tires, all that stuff. With a house, you got to keep up. If you see something wrong in this, let's say the ceiling, something dripping through the ceiling, water dripping through the ceiling, you got to fix that. Not no landlord, hey, hey, Mr. Charles, hey, your house, hey, something leaking. You got to come, Mr. Charles got to come fix that. But now, you know, you in an apartment, just like apartment. You call apartment, hey man, y'all need to come fix this garbage disposal. This thing is stank, and you need to come fix it. They come fix it. Hello, maintenance. Yeah, right here, right there. Yeah, can't do none of that. When you buy a house, it's up to you to fix it. That's what they don't tell you about. But you know everything. I'm not finna to say discourage people that don't buy a house. It's just you got to weigh out your pros and cons. Are you ready for that? Because you may not be ready for that, or you may be ready for it. I don't know. I don't know you. You know me, but I don't know you. You watch me. Let's start there, okay? But I'm buying a house, so I don't care what's wrong with it. I'm gonna make it happen, and that's the mindset you gotta have. I'm gonna make it happen. So this married couple, you know, they going through hard times right now, and who wants to have a house to go through foreclosure? Like, I wouldn't want a house to go through foreclosure. That would be the worst day of my whole entire life. Like, you know, so hopefully they can do something to get it back. I don't know how you go about doing that or whatever, but you know, just what it is, man, you know. So I would tell people, man, make sure y'all pay y'all bills and make sure y'all save y'all money. Sometimes when you work hard too, it don't pay off, but I tell you one thing, you had that money coming in, you'll never go broke. You had that money coming in, you'll never go broke. You'll never have to worry about, dang, I ain't got no money and all. You keep the money coming in, it'll stop you from, you know, going through harsh financial hardship and all that and stuff, man. So my prayers go out to this couple. I can't, you know, get out the name, but you know, that's rough to go through. And they're from Nashville, Tennessee. They're from Nashville, Tennessee. Yep, they from Nashville, Tennessee. They out there in the mountains. Now they gonna have to sleep in the mountain. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. Don't look at you. Don't get mad. I'm just playing. You know. So it's your man. I go about 2. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and I am out.
Jeez. Anyway. Alright, I ran out of berries. So I was like, shit. Alright. Alright. So I'm gonna, let me see, is there another video? But I don't want to go out just yet because if I go out, let's see. Yeah, the house, if I had bought that shack that I wanted, it had, let's say I had the extra $2,000, I think I needed another $2,000 to do the closing costs. If I had done that, I'd be paying $700 now instead of $1,200. Certain bad things that did happen wouldn't have happened. So I still would have lost my money, but at least it would have been invested in the house. But it'd be like this guy said, I'd have to pay for everything. I'd have to fix everything myself. And I'm the kind of guy that can do that. I'm the kind of guy that's practical, and I can do most things without formal training. Just the internet, I fix my car by myself. I can't do a lot of engine work. I can do certain things. Like little things, I could do them myself and save money. But I can't, like, change brakes. I do know what they look like and all that, but I'm not good enough to align, because when you change out your brakes, you have to align them. Right now, my car is seizing up a bit. I can't do anything about it. I'm not a mechanic. It's not something simple. That thing for the brake, it was just a little button that had to be replaced, a little bolt made out of plastic. I took a little finagling, but I got it in there. So now it works fine. It's just, unfortunately, that's the way it is. This world is cruel in that sense. But anyway, let's see, what do we got here?
All right, so listen up.
No, that's 26 minutes. That's too long. I'll put them on the list, but oh, that's Big Ward. I gotta get him on later. No, I think we're pretty much gonna close it here because we're at an hour or so, like 56 minutes, and that's fine. At least I got the roof done because I left it part way the other day. I got that done. I got this other thing done. So now I can land the bird here and not worry about it, because I was having trouble getting the bird in there. I also, because I like to do a quick in and out. I don't like to fuck around, So, and here's my thing. I can still put water creatures in here, and I can actually use this as a trap to trap water creatures in here, and then, you know what I mean, do that sort of thing. Anyway. All right. Well, it's been interesting. Yeah, if I had bought that house, guys, I'd be paying for all the maintenance, and it would only be $700 a month mortgage. But if I lost my job, because my job wasn't very dependable at that time, these people were letting people go left and right. They only kept me because I'm cheap and I'm good at my job. Only because I'm cheap and good. So that's it, And shit, man, I'm telling you, it's been a bitch. But my dreams for buying a house are gone unless I can make that extra income and find a way to make that money. There's just no other way. Well, that's not true. You could always pray for a miracle. Miracles do happen. You can pray for a miracle. You can get a miracle. You can speak something into existence theoretically. But to have the faith to move that mountain, brother, to have faith greater than the mountain, that's a personal challenge not everybody's up to. Anyway, I'm going to lay down here. And I'm going to log off and take a break. I'm going to do some work around the house, do some maintenance before it gets any later. And I don't know if I'll make another video today, but I'm ready to go off and try to tame some more creatures. This is what I was trying to do. And that's it. So I expanded my base. One thing I do have to do is I have to redo the behemoth gates around the base. They're too closed in. So I got to push them out maybe 20, 30 feet just to have some space around the base. And then later on, I'll expand the base more. But, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.